Hey Leo, let's see what's going on in your love life. This is a tarot love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and for any of you lovely cross-watchers dealing with a Leo romantically. Now please keep in mind, Leo, these are general readings. They may or may not resonate, and you are always welcome here to take what works and leave the rest. So we're gonna jump right into it today, my loves, and we're gonna see what could be coming toward Leo. First message coming out today, we have got the Six of Pentacles. Now, this is always a really interesting energy to show up in a love reading, Leo, because the big theme of the Six of Pentacles is balance. It's about reciprocity. It's about give and take within a relationship. So sometimes this card can show up when we're dealing with a romantic situation where perhaps we feel there is some sort of imbalance. Maybe we feel like our person's not really been showing up for us. Maybe they've been giving us breadcrumbs. Maybe they've even been giving a little bit of the vibe of stringing us along, not really showing up, not putting in an equal amount of effort and investment into the connection. So sometimes it can be an energy that indicates frustration with somebody when they're not showing up and they're not matching your level of effort and investment within the connection. So you might be dealing with a situation like that. Now, the other way that we can look at the Six of Pentacles is about something being brought into balance. Two people contributing to the relationship, two people, falling in love, two people showing up mutually. So we're gonna have to pull some more cards to see where this goes. Tell me more about what could be coming toward Leo. Judgment, interesting. I'm getting big energy here, Leo, related to potential second chances. The Judgment card can be a card of awakening. And I feel like what's going on here potentially is that you've been dealing with somebody who I think has probably been taking you for granted, but they're having some sort of awakening here. They're waking up and realizing, like, I haven't really been contributing to this relationship. I haven't really been giving to Leo in the way that I should be giving to Leo, in the way that Leo deserves to be loved, essentially. I wonder if somebody here could maybe be asking for forgiveness, or maybe even be asking for a second chance to really show up and prove to you that they can be that equal partner and that loving partner within this connection. Let's get one more card about what could be coming toward Leo right now, and then the High Priestess. Wow. It's big energy to get the Judgment and the High Priestess. So the High Priestess usually speaks to a very strong soul connection between two people. It's almost like that unbreakable. I was like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like an unbreakable bond, almost like a connection that it's hard to put into words. And I feel like, I don't know, you guys, I'm getting the big message here that somebody is waking up to the love that they have for you and the potential of this connection. And it's almost like it's hitting them and they're finally realizing, like, what am I doing? Why am I messing around here? I just need to commit to Leo. I just need to show up for Leo and show the love and show the commitment that I have here. So I know that's kind of a specific message, but that's what I'm kind of getting in the overall energy. You could be getting a bit of a turnaround here, Leo, where maybe somebody was not really pulling their weight with the Six of Pentacles and has now had this wake-up call and realizes that you are the one that they want to be with. So you could potentially be seeing a situation here where there's a pretty big shift in the energy in terms of how this person is coming towards you. So here's what we're going to do for the rest of the reading. Let's look more at this person and let's look at you to kind of dig into it, Leo. So we're going to look at their overall energy, what they could be feeling, what actions they could be taking. I will look at the same thing for you, and then we'll look at the potential outcome and see where it goes. Okay, so tell me about this person who is here for Leo, please. First card coming out is the Moon. Okay. So the Moon is interesting. The Moon tends to represent things that are hidden. And so I think that you're probably dealing with somebody where maybe they don't show a lot of emotions on the surface, Leo, but below the surface, there is a lot going on. I'm going to guess that this person has maybe not always been the best at expressing their feelings, maybe not always been the best at like opening up and talking about what's going on. There's probably like a little bit of a sense of mystery that you have felt towards this person where you're like, they never fully really let me in. They're always kind of holding back a little bit, right? So I think there has been a little bit of that energy for you where you're like, I love them, but like they're also kind of mysterious, they hold back, and maybe you haven't really been sure where you stand with them because of that Moon energy. Tell me more about this person's energy right now, please. The Eight of Swords, okay? My goodness, Leo. I mean, I think your person's got some emotional baggage here. Let's say that. The Moon can represent hidden fears, anxieties, and insecurities. And then we've got the Eight of Swords, which is very much the energy of somebody who's quite anxious, typically somebody who has a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, a lot of anxiety, a lot of insecurity. And I feel like what was probably happening here, Leo, is that this person was bringing a lot of that like emotional baggage into your relationship. You might not have been fully aware of this, but I definitely see that it was impacting how they were showing up. And this is not an excuse, by the way. This is just a potential explanation where I'm like, I see someone here who has a lot of doubt, a lot of insecurity. And I think because of that, they probably didn't really, fully give themselves to the connection between you. And that's probably why there may have been an imbalance in what you felt you were giving versus what they were giving at the time. Tell me more about this person's energy, please. And then the Page of Swords, yeah. But they're getting ready to talk, right? Now, here's the thing with the Page of Swords, Leo. It's air energy, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. It can be a little bit of energy of testing the waters. So your person might do something initially to just kind of reach out or check in with you. And then they're just kind of seeing if you're receptive to that. And I feel like if you're open to that, then they will take the next step to go further into what they're feeling. But it's almost like they could start by kind of testing the waters. That's how you might feel their energy coming towards you initially. So tell me what they could be feeling right now, please. The Knight of Wands, okay. Could be dealing with a fellow fire sign, Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. The Knight of Wands is very passionate, very quick moving. I think this person is obviously very attracted to you. They're wanting to move things forward. Tell me more about what they could be feeling, please. King of Swords, clarity, yeah. Like I said, this kind of fits with the Judgment card where I'm like, your person seems to have had some sort of big awakening right now, Leo. It's like they're suddenly clear about the fact that they want to be with you, they want to choose you, they want to nurture this relationship. And I think that it's almost, the message I'm getting is they're letting their feelings in. Because like I said, with the Moon and the Eight of Swords, I'm like, there's something here. They're anxious, they've got fears, they've got anxieties. And I think that emotionally they were probably shut down for parts of your relationship, right? And I think now it's almost like they're letting themselves feel the feelings that they have for you, and they're embracing those feelings, and they're getting clear about the fact that they love you. Okay, let's get one more card about what they could be feeling right now, please. The Devil, okay. Juicy. So the Devil card, we've talked about this. The Devil, it can represent lust and attraction. So I think this person is definitely attracted to you, Leo. But the Devil card is our bad habits, things we do that are toxic and unhealthy. I think your person is starting to realize that they have brought some unhealthy dynamics into the relationship. I think that I think they have been emotionally unavailable. My sense here is that they really have not showed up for you in the way that you deserve. But I do think they're getting clarity about that because remember, we have the King of Swords beside the Devil. So I think they're getting clear about the unhealthy patterns and unhealthy behaviors that they have potentially been bringing into your connection. And that clarity is putting them in a place where they can start to address those issues. Now, I'm going to say here, given some of the heavier energy, Leo, I don't think this is something that's necessarily easy for them to fix. I think it's something that they're going to have to commit to work on. Just to kind of put it out there, like some of this stuff here suggests that they're probably going to have to go inward and do some work and figure out like, why are they showing up the way that they've showed up? Why have they held back before? Why have they been emotionally unavailable? Like, I think your person's probably going to have to work through that and unpack it for themselves. But it does feel like they're starting to recognize that they need to do that, especially if they want to be with you, right? So let's see what actions they could be taking. Five of Cups. Honestly, Leo, I think this is going to be them wanting to make up for all of the ways that they've let you down and disappointed you. Okay? So I do think they're going to be like, yeah, I realize all the shit that I did and I am so sorry and let me make it up to you, Leo. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. The Five of Swords. Okay. Interesting, you guys. I also feel like there's some toxic energy in your person's environment. And maybe part of their growth right now is starting to detach from any sort of toxic relationships or situations. So maybe, I don't know why, I'm getting the message hanging around with a bad crowd. That's what I'm getting, Leo, take it or leave it. But maybe they've got some friends and maybe those friendships are not the healthiest influence on their life, for example, right? So I feel like your person is almost doing like a full-on reevaluation of their life, looking at any of the toxic shit that's going on and actively finding ways to address those issues. Some of it is their own internal stuff that they're going to have to deal with, but I also see with the Five of Swords, maybe there's some external stuff where they're going to have to set healthier boundaries and, you know, not be connected to people maybe who bring them down or put them in bad situations, right? What other actions could they be taking? And then the Page of Pentacles, yeah. There's definitely energy of this person reaching out. So I do think they're reaching out to you, Leo. They could even be giving you a gift with the Page of Pentacles, because that could be an energy of like giving like a physical gift, a token of our affection. So I do think they're going to be reaching out. I really do think that they're waking up to the fact that they don't want to lose you. And as we always talk about when we see this kind of energy, Leo, it's then up to you to really decide what you want to do with that. So let's look at you. Tell me about Leo's energy right now, please. The Hanged Man, yeah. I mean, you're in this conundrum here, essentially, Leo. So with the Hanged Man, you're kind of pausing, you're slowing down. If they're coming in and wanting a second chance, like what we saw with Judgment, I think you're not just jumping right back in. You're looking at this situation from a multitude of different perspectives, getting the information so that you can then decide what you want to do with that. Tell me about Leo's energy, the Four of Pentacles, okay? There is definitely still an attachment here between you and this person. I'm also getting the message there's going to be some negative history that you need to let go of to move forward. So I'm also getting a message that in order for the two of you to move forward, there's emotional baggage that's going to have to be dealt with and resolved in some sort of way so that you guys can release it and kind of like have a clean slate. Tell me more about Leo's energy and then the Four of Cups. You're hesitant. Okay, I see that, Leo. I think there's definitely part of you that is very worried about what might happen if you give this person another chance, because as I talked about, there is some heavier stuff in their energy. There's the Moon, there's the Devil, there's insecurity, fear, doubt, bad habits, unhealthy stuff generally happening. And so you might be looking at it and being like, I do love them, but I think you are also very aware of the issues that have been happening. So it's like part of you wants to engage with them, but part of you is like, I got to protect myself. And then with the Four of Cups, sometimes that can be a card of missed opportunities. So maybe there's part of you that's like, I don't know if I should give them a chance, but then there's another part of you that's like, but if I don't, am I going to regret it? And so I think all of this is kind of like jumbling around in your brain. Tell me what Leo could be feeling right now, please. Three of Wands. That's good, you guys. Three of Wands is about thinking ahead to the future. So basically, I think you're looking at this situation and asking yourself, how does this fit with the future that I see for myself? So when you imagine your future, Leo, do you see a future where you and this person are together? Do you see that possibility or do you not? That could be something you could check in about. Tell me more about what Leo could be feeling, please. The Ace of Pentacles, okay? The Ace of Pentacles is about a fresh start. So there could be part of you that's like, I'm willing to give them a chance, but they're going to have to prove their loyalty, their devotion, and their commitment over time. The Ace to me is like that seed that gets planted, right? It's a good start, but it's not the whole thing. So the Ace of Pentacles could indicate that you are open to giving them a chance, but like they're going to have to keep watering that seed, watering that plant so that it grows into something more, right? Tell me more about what Leo could be feeling, please. And then the Fool. Okay. I mean, it's significant to have the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool here. These are definitely giving strong vibes of a potential beginning, new beginning. You potentially giving this person a chance if you do still see the possibilities, right? So I think if you reflect on it, Leo, and you think about it, and you're like, I do still see a world where we can potentially make it work. I could see you giving them a chance, but like I said, this is the beginning stages of giving somebody a chance. The big thing is they're going to have to continue to show up for you, and they're going to have to continue to nurture this relationship moving forward, right? And like I said, for your person, because we saw some pretty big, heavy energy. Hi, hello, this is my little kitty cat. Because we've got some big energy of issues that your person needs to work through. I don't think it's something that gets solved overnight. So I do think this is something where if you decide to give it a go, I think you're going to have to really work on things, and your person's going to have to really work on things, and it's going to take like a lot of effort between the two of you to make it happen, right? So let's see what actions you could be taking. 10 of Pentacles, okay? 10 of Pentacles about setting down roots, building a life together. So yeah, you might give it a chance to see if there's still the potential here. Tell me more about what actions Leo could be taking. The Star, yeah. I mean, the Star is about hope, healing, and optimism. Giving, sorry, if you see me like squirm a little bit, Fiona's now under the table nibbling on my toes. Anyway, so we've got the Star, and that's about hope, healing, and optimism, right? So it does tell me that you're maybe giving this person a chance to make up for the things that they've done. You're giving them a chance maybe to prove themselves. I could see that with the Star. Tell me more about what actions you could be taking. The Lovers, yeah. It's like, I still love you. I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to choose to give you a chance, but you're going to have to show up. Because the Lovers tells me that you have feelings for this person, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna let you try to prove yourself. I'm gonna give you that chance, but I keep getting the message here that when you talk to this person, Leo, you're gonna frame it as like, I'm giving you a chance, like, and making it clear to them, I'm willing to give you a chance. I'm willing to heal things and try to work on things, but also making it very clear that they are going to have to demonstrate to you through their actions that they are showing up in the ways that you need. So moment of truth here. Let's see what the potential outcome is in this situation. What is the potential outcome? Knight of Swords. Okay. I mean, this is an energy of charging forward. This is suggesting forward movement in the connection between the two of you. So I do think there's going to be conversations, because this is the air energy with the Knight of Swords. I think there are going to be conversations that help move things forward. But again, it's like the beginning stages. So the Knight of Swords is someone who like charges in and pursues us, but they can sometimes be a little bit all over the place with their energy. It's like they need to continue to channel that energy into something productive, right? So sometimes the Knight of Swords comes in, but they don't have everything thought out. And there might be a little bit of a challenge there with your person where they might be strongly coming towards you and you're asking questions. Maybe they haven't fully thought everything out. That doesn't mean that they're not well-intentioned, but like I said, I feel like if you decide to give this person a chance, it's going to take time, effort, and energy from both of you to kind of figure out like, how do we massage this? How do we like, make this relationship work for us? How do we nurture this? How do we connect in a way that feels healthy moving forward? So if both of you are committed to doing the work, I definitely see that there is potential to move forward. But like I said, I don't feel like it's an easy overnight fix. And I think it's going to involve a lot of communication and a lot of just continuing to put in the effort together to build something beautiful. Okay. So that's what I see for you today, Leo. If you enjoyed this reading, you know what to do. Give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And of course, I wish you love and happiness, and we'll talk soon. Bye guys.